Louisa.
Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Kortensia Carty.
We're so happy that you joined us today. Hopefully we have some good weather to share with you. We'll see right now. It's going to be partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of brief showers. Every time I read this, we get showers, don't we? All right, high of 84 and a low of 73. So I get to say what Kortensia has been saying that I say for the last few days, which is to make sure that you keep your umbrellas closed.
Yeah, keep them closed.
So our loyal viewers know that every morning, Kortensia and I drink peppermint tea with no sugar. Kindred spirits. Where have you been?
Hiding.
So our team has presented us with a new tea this morning, and we're going to try it live. Yeah. Can I tell a lie? All right. It's a mixture. I'm asking that because I actually sampled it before. So your reaction is going to be what you're looking for because I messed up this morning. So apparently it's a mixture of lemongrass, French sticky thyme, and basil with just a touch of sugar. We got sugar today. All right, let's go.
Tastes like bush tea.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this does not taste like bush tea. It tastes better.
It tastes like bush tea.
Tastes like bush tea?
Yeah.
There's a little kick in it, though. There's a little kick. I don't know if it comes from...
The basil.
The basil, okay.
Yeah, and you can taste the thyme. So
Yeah.
those two are distinct in there. Yeah.
So guess what, guys? We've graduated. We're no longer, on the peppermint-only train, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to mix it up. So thank you for mixing that up for us. We're going to get on to the latest in local news.
STEP offices in St. Kitts and Nevis to work more closely. This from the STEP press release. Director of Skills Training Empowerment Program STEP, Mr. Emil Green, was in Nevis on Friday, February 11th, meeting with senior STEP staff where they discussed, among others, the closer working relations between the two offices in St. Kitts and Nevis. Accompanying Mr. Green from St. Kitts was STEP Office Manager, Mistress Agatha Keynes, and while in Nevis, they held discussions with the Manager of STEP Operations, Mr. Bernal Hanley, STEP Nevis Chief Field Officer, Mr. Oscar Brown, and STEP Nevis Officer, Miss Isis Morton. Something we discussed that we wanted for them to understand that of these two islands that were just one, we are just not two separate entities, observed Mistress Keynes. It is just one entity under the broad umbrella of Skills Training Empowerment Program, and that information moves around freely. While there have been visits by St. Kitts and Nevis staff to the Nevis office, Mistress Keynes noted that they want the visitations to be a little more frequent than it is now, and not just St. Kitts going over, but to have Nevis staff visit the head office in St. Kitts for them to see exactly the dynamics of STEP operations and how they do things at the head office, especially how the payroll system functions.
So integration.
Yeah, moving, sharing.
Yeah, well, we do that, like we're going to do right now with the second story, which comes to us from the Nevis Tourism Authority by way of a press release. So the Nevis Tourism Authority is excited to announce its panel of 2022 ambassadors as part of the destination's Tourism Ambassador Program, a partnership formed with a select group of travel tastemakers, influencers, and journalists chosen exclusively for their familiarity with the island. First launched in 2020, the Nevis Tourism Ambassador Program shares stories of Nevis from trusted voices with audiences around the world. The 2022 lineup boasts musical performer and former Spice Girl Mel B, all right, my favorite, model and actress Nakiva Stapleton, award-winning spa and luxury travel influencer Ava Roxanne Stritt, and Caribbean media expert Brian Major. Reaching diverse industries and markets, the four ambassadors will impart their favorite Nevis experiences from culture and history to sports and romance and beyond. Devon Liebert, Nevis Tourism Authority Interim CEO, said, quote, "As travelers look to discover their next favorite destination, we're thrilled to have these notable personalities share their insights of Nevis. We're confident that our 2022 ambassadors will create a colorful and exciting portrait of this special place we call home." End quote.
My favorite little island.
Yeah, Nevis is very nice.
Yeah. Love it. MSR Media premiere of A Week in Paradise on Nevis, a resounding success from Nevis Island Administration press release. Hundreds of citizens and residents braved the inclement weather and turned out on Saturday's premiere of the movie, A Week in Paradise, hosted by the Nevis Island Administration and MSR Media. Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier of Nevis and Minister of Tourism in the NIA, hailed the event a resounding success. He said, and I quote, "I believe the premiere of the movie A Week in Paradise proved to be a truly historic event. Notwithstanding the weather, hundreds of Nevisians showed up to see on the big screen the first movie that is to be aired internationally for the island of Nevis. My favorite part was when Nevis was mentioned for the first time and the audience burst into an applause. I believe that the island in that movie was really the star, and the movie depicted Nevis in such a beautiful way that our island now will reach millions of people across the globe, and they will see the beauty of paradise that we are so privileged to occupy, live, and work." End of quote.
Nevis is nice.
Indeed, it is
Well,
nice.
I've got Nevision in my blood, so hey. Yeah. I'm not telling you what quantities. That being said, that brings us to the end of the latest in local news, and we'll be back with more Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We now move on to the latest in regional news. This from CMC. St. Lucian police have reported 3 people were killed and several others injured, including an off-duty police officer, following a mass shooting incident at a party in Cooley Town, west of the island on Sunday night. Deputy Police Commissioner Wayne Shalvey told a news conference, quote, "We're now relying heavily on the Marigot community to give us the necessary support so that we can restore a semblance of a safe community in Marigot by limiting the ability of the criminals to operate and the opportunities available to them," he said. He added that there's a plan to prevent any further escalation in gun violence. Police said that 2 women were among 3 persons killed, naming them as 46-year-old janitor Versa Alexander, 27-year-old store attendant Tamara Edmond, and disc jockey Kervin Joseph. Media reports said that there had been more than one assailant, and Police Commissioner Milton Desir told reporters that despite the Cooley Town incident, there has been constant police action to bring about crime reduction. Very sad story indeed.
Very.
Hearts go out
3
to
persons lost their lives.
the family, but again, sending support to the police officers who seemingly have that situation under control. At least they're working through that.
Yeah. And now for international news, this from CNN. Prince Andrew and Virginia Joffrey have reached an out-of-court settlement in her sexual abuse lawsuit against him, according to a court document filed by Joffrey's attorney Tuesday. The parties anticipate filing a stipulation of dismissal of the case within 30 days, according to the letter addressed to federal judge Lewis Kaplan. The sum of the settlement will not be disclosed, the letter says. Prince Andrew intends to make a substantial donation to Ms. Jeffrey's charity in support of victims' rights. Prince Andrew has never intended to malign Ms. Jeffrey's character, and he accepts that she has suffered both as an established victim of abuse and as a result of unfair public attacks, the letter states. The civil suit stemmed from the sprawling and disturbing allegation against Jeffrey Epstein, the wealthy sex offender who befriended a series of powerful men despite a sketchy history. It is known that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked countless young girls over many years, the letter continues. Prince Andrew regrets his association with Epstein and commends the bravery of Ms. Jeffrey and other survivors in standing up for themselves and others. He pledges to demonstrate his regret for his association with Epstein by supporting the fight against the evils of sex trafficking and by supporting its victims. So there's a light. Do we want to see a light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Of all of this?
I wish the tunnel would disappear, but yes,
Yeah.
there is some light. Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it for the latest. We'll be back with more Good Morning SKN in a moment. Please stay tuned.
Next, please.
Good morning, Mommy. How are we today?
We are okay. I brought in Bobby to get her first HPV vaccine to secure her from this cancer-causing menace. I'm just trying to make sure my girls have a chance at enjoying life, you know?
You look unsure about something. Are you okay?
I'm a little nervous. My boyfriend found a lump here the other day, and now I'm freaking out.
I understand how you feel, but let's take care of Bobby first. First, let me explain about this vaccine, the HPV vaccine. The HPV vaccine protects both boys and girls. This vaccine can prevent most cases of cervical cancer and some cases of sexually transmitted infections. Mommy, that's it for Bobby. Can we talk privately for a few minutes? It's really good that you told me about your boyfriend finding the lump. I'm glad that you weren't too scared. Mommy, when was the last checkup? I mean, which includes your breast examination and the pap smear.
Honestly, I don't know anything about pap smears. Is that something you do during childbirth? Because if that's the case, I would have done it twice, right?
A pap smear is an examination of your vagina and pelvis area. It should be done for females between the ages 18 to 69 at least once a year. The World Health Organization recommends that the doctor or nurse that is doing the examination remove the cells from the cervix and check for any abnormal cells, cancer, and the human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer. If females get regular tests, anything unusual or abnormal can be treated and seen in its early stages. The girls are being vaccinated before age 13 to reduce the risk of getting cervical cancer. Women tested early and girls vaccinated can help us end cervical cancer. Don't be afraid. It's a simple examination which will be over very soon. Come on, let's get tested.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
It only takes one voice at the right pitch to start an avalanche. This is a quote by Dana Hardy that rings true not only for orators but also for poets and authors. Their pens are their voices, and they use their uniquely articulated words to evoke emotions in their readers. Kishma Isaac is the author of Screaming for Your Touch, published in 2021. This anthology of poems is intended to provide a voice for the voiceless, comfort for the vulnerable, a break for the captive, hope for the weary, and company to those who feel alone. Today we welcome Kishma Isaac to learn more about Screaming for Your Touch and her other writing endeavors. Well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Second, congratulations on publishing your book, Screaming for Touch.
Thank you.
I do have to say, it's a very interesting title. So apart from being motivated to write it, why that title?
Well, I wrote the book on 3 themes: being in touch with yourself, touching the world, and touched by a higher power. Now, all of these encapsulated give you screaming for your touch. So in being in touch with yourself, you encounter love, longing, sex, and intimacy. You encounter fatigue and frustration. And because no man is an island and no woman is a continent, we need each other. So what legacies are we leaving behind? how do we encounter each other, encourage each other, love each other. And of course, we didn't just appear here. We were created by a most loving and awesome God. And so how is he informing what we do, how we speak, what we think? And so all of that is touch. And so we are all screaming for touch.
Okay, I'm feeling it. How about you?
Definitely. So what has the response been like since your book has been out?
Well, it has actually been great. Persons said that they love the way it feels in terms of being real and down to earth. They can relate to it. They said that sometimes it makes them cry, it makes them burst out into laughter, and they love the way that it has a spiritual aspect as well as a sexual aspect. Don't read erotica. They also love the fact that, you know, it speaks to education and empowerment, so they really enjoy it.
Was it difficult for you to write? Did you have to take a look in the mirror and make sure that you were expressing exactly what you wanted to in that moment?
No, actually, writing comes to me very easily. When I was growing up, it was actually then difficult for me to articulate loudly what I wanted to say, how I felt, what I wanted to express. And therefore, the pen became my voice and the blank page is my freedom. And I started writing. The feelings, the emotions, the words, they just came out. And really, poetry and writing and speaking is the mind in the open. And so I began writing and it just flowed naturally, really.
I like your voice. I must say you almost sound like you're preaching to us. So I like that raspiness in your voice. So do you preach?
Oh, yes. Not on the pulpit, but every Monday morning I do devotionals and I am collating them in my book that is called Divine Sparks Daily Devotionals that I'm working on right now. I'm also working on 2 other books, Teaching Beyond the Classroom. That's because for me, teaching is a ministry. You don't just have children before you. You have lives that are being molded. So other than the mathematics, the language arts, the science, and the social studies, what values am I teaching them? When they leave my classroom, do they have respect for themselves, for others? What kind of persons do they become? A matter of fact, Alani was my student. I taught her at Sandy Point Primary at the grade 2 level. And she was quite impressed that I remember who she was. She was this cute, adorable, amazing person. And I still think that she is. And so as teachers, we have to really look at what we're bringing to the table, how we live, what we say, because they look up to us as examples, and we have to be that example, that powerful example that they can look back at and say, that's my teacher. I want to be like him or her.
I feel that.
I want to know if there are any linkages between Screaming for Your Touch, the spiritual part of that, and what you have, the content of that book on teaching.
Yes, there's definitely linkage between it. The spiritual aspect, as I earlier said, without God, we are like aimless zombies. We're walking around, doing what we want, going nowhere fast. And so God really charters for our lives, our purpose. And just the other day, I wrote a devotional that encapsulated who we are, and we are royalty. You're royalty. I'm royalty. Why? Because God is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and so we have to walk in that royalty. And I taught that to my students. We have quotes that I do every morning, and I teach them about how to be like God. I also showed them my book and told them that you can do anything once you put your mind to it. In my classroom, excellence is the goal.
That is very good. Can you explain the 3 categories of your poems?
Yes. So being in touch with yourself. Who am I? Who are you? In figuring out who we are, we sometimes get entangled. And who we are is not just what we know, but you might see something about me that I am not aware of. God knows. So it's really what I know, what others know, and what no one knows except God, right? So we all are different depending on the circumstances that we encounter. And so we have to find that out, our sexual aspects, our deep inner feelings, how we react to situations. And so I penned poems to capture that. And then, of course, touching the world. We are each other's keeper. You're my brother, you're my sister. How do we speak to each other? How do we think about each other? How do we love each other? And really, if you look at the book, it captures the commandment of God: love God and love thy neighbor as thyself. And if we do that, then we would want the best for one another. We would cheer on each other. It would be thumbs up, good going, great. And also, all of that comes together on the theme for God, of course. And we have to always be thinking, how am I living? What am I saying? What am I doing? Is this pleasing to God? And of course, you know, especially with the pandemic, we are going through so many trials and tribulations. And there's one poem in the book that I really love in that spiritual aspect that says, Lord, help me. It's basically a conversation between God and man. And the person is screaming out, you know, Lord, I am frustrated. I am tired. I am weak. Help me. And he calmly comes in and says, it's okay, my child. I am your father. I am, the only life giver. And so we can relax. We can be calm knowing that we have a God who loves us and who is able, quite capable, to take care of us.
Well said, indeed. We'll be back in a moment to continue this very engaging conversation. More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know him I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface or the places to go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love think it's bad. Easy no man.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are joined by the talented, articulate poet, Kishma Isaac. Now she's going to read one of her poems for us.
Okay, the poem that I'm going to read for you this morning, it's a twofold poem. It's really the way of love. So it's quite fair and it isn't fair. I'll read It Isn't Fair. It isn't fair. It isn't fair to love someone who loves you not at all. Nor is it fair to die for one who cares not if you fall. Oh no, of course, it isn't fair for you to crave so much and cherish greatly, so very dear, one whose love you haven't got. Could it be fair to keep alive a love of no return? It isn't fair to make it thrive and let yourself be burned. Unfair it is to hurt yourself and heed not to let go. Unfair to love somebody else whose love for you can't grow. The end.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That is the kind of thing that I would have to read over and over again, and I can imagine the readers would be thinking this book never gets old.
Yes, because really we have to value ourselves. We have to love ourselves, and we have to know what is best for us. Yes, we appreciate others. We ensure that we are not hurting others, but we must also love ourselves. The commandment says, love others as yourself. So you have to value who you are. And so you should be it should be quite fair when you're in love.
Right, what can you tell us now about the poem that bears the title of the book?
Screaming for Your Touch. That poem really is a love poem that I wrote because I was missing the one that I love. He went far away. And so I was really penning to express that to him, that I couldn't wait to meet him again. And so I was screaming for his touch, not only physically, but emotionally, psychologically, spiritually.
Deep, very, very deep, I must say. My train of thought just lost me. I had a question.
All right, I'll commit. Is this the kind of book that anyone can read?
Yes, it is. However, for children who are maybe under the age of adolescence, I'll say keep away from sex and intimacy. Not that it is a problem, because God created sex, and therefore it is good for us to enjoy under the right circumstances, of course, but it can be read by anyone. It can be an educational tool. When I was in college, I was tasked with writing a poem about Brimstone Hill. And so there's a poem in there about Brimstone Hill. There's a poem about children experiences during early childhood. And there are poems about teachers, who teachers are. Teaching is my superpower, by the way. And yes, so that is in there. And poems about love. Children, young adults need to understand what love is all about. You know, love can be confusing. It can be heart-wrenching. It can be exciting and fun and passionate. And there are poems about God that would, take you down to the basement to just reflect and relax and think about the Almighty God. So yes, many persons can read it and relate.
I remember my question on the back of the book.
Yes.
The folks that endorse it, I see you have two of our prominent politicians there.
Yes.
So how does it feel to have them endorse your book?
Oh, it's completely exciting and wonderful. Dr. Drew is presently my doctor. And matter of fact, he was my childhood neighbor.
Okay.
Right next to me.
He used to be my teacher.
Oh, wow,
My maths
excellent.
teacher, yeah.
And so he's affectionately known to me as Umi, because he was right next to me as a child. I know his mom and his sisters, and so it was an awesome experience to have him endorse my book. And the former Prime Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas, he was my childhood doctor, and he's now my adult friend. He is an amazing person. I think that he's a wonderful and powerful inspiration for young people and for us adults as well. And so it was really interesting and awesome for him to have written a review of my book.
Oh, so that us ordinary folks can do just that, where can we get a copy of your book?
Well, I sell my books myself, so you can always contact me at 663-4234. That is 663-4234. Or you can get it on Amazon. You go on Amazon, you search the name, the title of the book, Screaming for Your Touch, and it will pop right up. I also have a link that I can share with you all after, so if you want to, broadcast it, I can do that. I also have 2 posters, one for local and one for international. So it's about $14.99 US and $40 EC dollars.
Okay, sounds good.
Very good, very good.
The book, not the price. The price is good. But the book is even better.
This is your first published book. Are you planning to release any other book?
Yes, it's my first published book. And yes, I am working on 3 books. As I said earlier, Divine Sparks, Daily Devotional. The other one is Teaching Beyond the Classroom and Techniques to Lesson Planning. So one, godly aspect, and the 2 others connect with my career.
Okay.
All right, so hopefully you have repeat purchases, repeat readers.
Yes.
Great. We want to thank you for coming by and sharing your experiences, sharing some passages from the book, and definitely making our day even brighter. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for having me. Yes.
More Good Morning SKN when we return. Stay tuned.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We just came out of a rather insightful conversation with local author Kishma Isaac. It was very inspirational to me. We are going to continue the conversation about books and writing. In honor of Black History Month, we'll be highlighting some works by Black authors that were banned in the United States of America. And we say,
Man.
Wow. So you want to start this off?
Okay, sure. So the first book is Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, published in 1958. This powerful novel was banned mainly in Nigeria and Malaysia for it. Well, it is banned, continues to be, in Nigeria and Malaysia for its negative portrayals of British colonialism and white missionaries, according to the National Coalition Against Censorship. So this is studied quite a bit in North America and Europe because it does shed some light on how villages in Nigeria and other African countries and territories were impacted by British colonialism. Bannings in the United States are usually due to depictions of drugs, sex, and alcohol, but this portrayal of colonialism doesn't sit well with the culture of a few African countries. It is important to discuss the impact of banning books on an international scale rather than strictly national. See that?
A Lesson Before Dying by Ernest J. Gaines, 1993. An innocent man is being electrocuted to death because of what he looks like. Wow. Wow. The book was banned in 2001 in Savannah, Georgia. Protests arose because of the book's sexual content, violence, and harsh language.
All right, so we've got two books that were banned. What do you make of the first one? Depictions of British colonialism.
That's just, I don't know, it's just hard.
Yeah.
I guess.
Takes you
We're
back to that
hiding,
place.
yeah, and we're trying to hide everything that happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's Black History Month, so we are definitely putting light on that, which is a good thing. All right. Banning books because of sexuality. Is that even happening? Well, it obviously happens. Good, bad, in between? What do you think?
What are we trying to hide, though?
Well, you've got to ask people who banned it.
What are we trying to hide? Because sexuality is all around being good or bad. So, was it that bad?
Well, I would love to say I'd take a copy up and read it, but then it's banned, right? So I can't do that. But anyway, we'll see. All right, so number 3 on the list, Beloved by Toni Mars. And this is a question because I'm like, Beloved by Toni Mars? Published in 1987. Okay, 20 years after Beloved's publication in 1987, the novel was first banned from AP English classes at Eastern High School in Louisville, Kentucky, because of, the book's mention of bestiality, racism, and sex. We're going to stick a pin right there so we know why it was banned.
Yeah. But again, look, sex.
All right. Wow. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
being
That's exactly why I
banned.
stuck a pin.
Yeah.
So we go. The cause of the book being banned was because 2 parents complained that the book discussed inappropriate parts about antebellum slavery. Well, this was more recently in the news, and I became aware of, what that represented for Americans, more so when I was looking at The Bachelor, Matt James edition a couple of years ago, I think it was, when people were doing what they were doing, not really cognizant of what it meant for Black Americans. And yeah, apparently it's still very sensitive, as it should be. So.
The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, 1952. The book was brought before a board by a parent who lodged a 12-page complaint. Ashborough's Courier Tribune reports she found the book contents inappropriate for her child, an 11th grader, citing its lack of innocence, its language, and sexual content. So I guess every book with sex will be banned soon? Is this what we're saying?
Well, that's the slant that you're seeing. What I'm seeing is that parents have a lot of control over what their children read. You know what I mean? Because we've obviously talked about two, and we see that the parents are the ones coming forward. And it's not necessarily in large number either. Mm-hmm. It's one or two, but then those complaints are taken seriously enough so that action is taken, whether we think it's good or bad. The action is taken. So I guess you can say on both sides of the coin, there are some advantages. We just have to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
If there is one.
But I'm wondering who gave the child the book, though.
I am not going to put my head on my neck on a block here. We're going to talk about that potentially off here, and we can do some more research as well. Yeah. All right, that being said, everyone, we are going to take a very brief break. Don't go anywhere. More Good Morning SKN in the flash. Stay tuned.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked, I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue to have a look at some of the books that were written by Black authors that were banned. Number 5 on this list, surprisingly to both of us, is The Color Purple by Alice Walker, published in 1982. So The Color Purple was, as I said, published in 1982, and it tells the story of a poor, young, uneducated African-American girl named Celie who lives in rural Georgia in the early 1900s. Over the course of the novel, Celie encounters racism, sexism, abuse, and challenges to her own sexuality. Why was it banned?
Oh my God.
Well, despite this, Celie perseveres thanks to her relationships with other women, such as her sister Nettie and her lover, Shug Avery. And unsurprisingly, Walker's novel has been criticized for including controversial materials such as homosexuality, violence, explicit language, etc. Despite the numerous attempts to ban the color purple, it continues to find its way onto the shelves of interested readers everywhere.
You realize they're making a new movie, right?
No, I didn't know that.
They are. I think Taraji P. Henson is in there. I don't remember the actress's name, but she was over in Nevis just recently at the Four Seasons for her honeymoon. She acted in Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
I don't remember her name.
I don't remember her name. I think I know her name. Yeah.
I don't remember the other stars of it, but they're remaking one.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So much for banning it.
They're trying to, but it reappears like a ghost. Yep. Number 6, The Black Boy by Richard Wright, 1945. Why it was banned. Criticized for being anti-American, anti-Semitic, and anti-Christian, the book has come under fire for more than its perceived political and religious content. Black boy sexual content and grim picture of race relations has made it a book du jour for many senses.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh my God. This book's all about sex.
Yeah, well.
Everything about sex is just bad.
But here it is. We're looking again. Toni Morrison. Hey, not just one, but two, right? So, The Bluest Eye, published in 1970 by Toni Morrison. Though the reviewers for The Bluest Eye were favorable, the reviews rather, for The Bluest Eye were favorable in the beginning, criticism ensued quickly. Since its publication, The Bluest Eye has landed on the American Library Association's, that's the ALA's list of most challenged books. According to the ALA, it was the second most challenged book of 2013 and the fourth most challenged book of 2014. So we're going to get to the reasons. So some of the reasons cited include accusations of, quote, sexually explicit material, lots of graphic descriptions, and lots of disturbing language, end quote.
So plenty curse words?
I don't know about you. That's like I can turn on my TV and get all that in one click. Just saying, so
yeah,
it's got to be real here.
Number 8, The Autobiography of Malcolm X by Malcolm X and Alex Haley, 1965. Why it was banned. This book was banned during the time of the Black Panther Party and the Civil Rights Movement. In the eyes of white America, it promotes ideas of black equality and power with violence. White America was afraid of the revolutionary thinkers at this time, such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X.
Wow.
So we're down in the power.
Hey,
the suppression is real, huh?
Yeah, well, but I think we've come a long way. So this is good that we're talking about this and we're talking about the books that were published back then. Not so much now, right?
Yeah.
All right, so number 9 on the list. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Dr. Maya Angelou, published in 1969. Despite spending 2 years on the New York Times paperback bestseller list, okay, that was great, and being nominated for a National Book Award, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is one of the most banned and or challenged books in America for its language and portrayals of violence, racism, sexuality, childhood rape, and teen pregnancy. These are issues that we're dealing with even now. So, yeah.
But it's funny, just to summarize, every single book had in some form of sex, some form of racism.
Yeah.
And
it's like a timestamp on censorship, if you think about it.
Yeah.
You look at what was
banned. So they've been trying to,
when, and you get what society's values, or at least the dominant people in society's values were at the time.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. Thankfully, we're making progress.
We are.
And we are making progress with the show as well. So we'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
So, nurse, what now?
Let me explain.
I'm going to put your feet in these 2 meter stands called stirrups. Your legs will be open. Then I will insert my fingers into your vagina and make a check. After that, I'll insert this. When that is inside of you and open up, I can see your cervix better. Then I will use these other devices to help me remove the cells from your cervix and check for the cancer and the HPV. Just relax. It will be over very soon.
Nurse, that wasn't so bad. I thought it would have been very painful.
I am glad your first experience was a good one.
So when will I get the results?
The results usually return in 3 weeks. You have to come back here to the health center and I will explain. If there's anything abnormal, I will make a referral to your gynecologist.
Okay. Can I get the HPV vaccine my daughter got?
No, I'm sorry, you cannot. The World Health Organization and Pan American Health Organization did a lot of research and found out after persons are sexually active, the vaccine doesn't work as well.
So what's the best way to prevent me from dying from this HPV?
Just what you did this morning. Early and yearly screening for the HPV virus and checking for changes in the cervix with the Pap test.
How do they know they're not sick?
I know, it's really sad. In 2014, 1 in 4 women in St. Kitts and Nevis were tested positive for one high-risk type of HPV. And in the last 10 years, the number of women with cervical cancer has increased.
See what I mean? But it's good that you could get the Pap test, the HPV vaccine, and the breast checks all at the same time.
Yes, share what you've learned with your family and friends. We in the Ministry of Health are encouraging women to come and have these tests done every year because cervical cancer can be effectively treated if detected and diagnosed early. So let's both do our part. It's time to end cervical cancer.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
And welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time to loosen up.
Wow. I think we do a lot of loosening up, don't we? Aren't we loose yet? Just asking. Do you think?
As we do this, we'll discuss our hidden talents and how we develop them.
Ooh.
La la.
Suspenseful music playing in the background. The fat lady hasn't started singing yet.
So, I know you're a singer. How did you develop your singing?
I don't think that's hidden at all, actually. When I was 3 years old, my pastor used to put me up on the table of my church because I was obviously 3, and there, you know, when churches used to have altars?
Yeah.
Right? So churches used to have altars, and they did that. So my pastor, you guys believe it or not, put me up on a little table there, and I just started singing. And then my aunt, when we were in buses to town, we're talking like, I've already dated myself, that's fine. So we were on buses to town. I was probably about 3 years old, and it's the same thing happening. I'm lining up the bus. And my mom, believe it or not, when we are on subway cars, and I'm like 10 years old.
She's got you singing.
She's like, sing something. I'm like, no, I don't want to sing something. She's like, sing something. And I start singing, and then people just stop doing what they're doing, and they were looking at me, and they're like, you know, so in my next life, probably I'll be an Elton. Well, you know, I don't know who John Legend. I say John Legend.
So you sure you don't want to give us a little tip, a little sample of that John Legend?
And no, you guys unfortunately can't have all of me just yet.
Nice.
What about you?
Well, I started singing in a trio with my 2 sisters.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we go in church as well. Everybody has their start in church.
All the great singers too.
Yeah, Whitney Houston, etc., etc. Everybody started in church. So yeah, church for us. And we would go around singing, and we're known as the Moses 3, and yeah.
Oh, I love the name.
that's how
M3. I'm going to call you M Cube from now on. Hey, Cube. The Moses 3.
Yeah, the Moses 3.
How long did that last?
Maybe until we were like 12. Well, until I was 12. They were below me.
Okay, you guys, no. We need a demo. We need something. We need audio. We need
Maybe
something.
I'll get them to come in
We
one
need,
day.
yeah. Okay, you
and
see?
we'll sing for you guys.
You see how I'm working with you guys here? She says something, I put it in there, and it's like, yeah, we got to get them to come in for you. I'm doing that for you. All right. You buying that?
They probably are.
All right.
What about playing an instrument?
Playing an instrument. I wish I could play an instrument. I had music classes when I was younger, but I never really got beyond grade 1 because they were sporadic.
Okay.
Right? So I play by ear, but I'm not really that good. So I just like to say that I can sing. And that's about it. What about you?
Nah, I had a little piano that I learned to play Happy Birthday on, and that was it. So no, I don't know how to play.
Guys, we're 1 of 2 for hidden talents so far. Let's see how well we do at this game. Game, right? No, it's not actually. We're sharing, but hey, we're making a game out of it.
What about speaking another language?
Well, I think our listeners know that. Yo hablo un poquito español. Je parle un petit français. Very little. Very little. There are people in my family who speak languages, so they're pretty good like that. And I've learned from them. And I've also learned to appreciate languages, because you and I were talking the other day about wanting to learn even more. So German, want to learn that.
Yeah. Well, I was learning, and I put the German down, and I picked it back up, and then I put it down. So
You put it down and you pick it back up.
So good morning, guten Tag, like I know the simple
love
stuff.
it. Look at that. Did you guys hear that? The expert here. I mean, if you ever want to go to Germany and want to know how to speak it, make sure you check Kortensia before you go.
And then we'll all get lost together.
Oh, well, hey, what? I wonder. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but it's like you get lost together. That's so funny.
we'll
The
all
tour
get
guide
lost
losing
together.
people.
Yeah.
Well, there was something similar in the news recently, wasn't there? Not quite. But anyway, not quite. Not quite like
But
that.
I'm still learning,
Not
so
quite
maybe one of these days we can have a full-on conversation.
I just want to hear you welcome our German listeners to Good Morning SKN. That's what I want to hear.
Guten Morgen. I don't know, remember the rest.
All right.
That's-
Well, we've got the
that's the
good
most I
morning,
know.
and I'll just add the S. So why don't you do it this way? Good morning, and I'll do the SKN in that camera. You guys with us? Let's go.
Guten Morgen.
SKN. I can't even remember what Chantal was teaching us a while ago. Because
I know.
It's like,
the
hey,
same
I have no idea. Mandarin. Love you guys who know how to speak languages. That's your hidden talent that you put on display after a while. Unfortunately, as you can see, we're like open book. Hey, we're linking. We're like open books. We had a book here this morning, right?
Yeah, we did.
So you're the Pat Sajak in this segment, and I'm your Vanna White. Open book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bye.
You see it? All right. So we're gonna pivot to you guys at home now. What's your hidden talent? What is it that we don't know about you? Because I tried a while ago to find out if any of you were photographers, sending us the sunrise.
The sunrise.
And we got one photographer. I guess that may or may not be a hidden talent. I think it was Crazy Tube who sent that in. So thank you again, Crazy Tube. Love the picture. I could look at it every day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else has any hidden talents?
What about
Do you try-
dancing?
Dancing. Yeah.
You dance?
I am such a good dancer that I usually keep my dancing to myself.
That
You know,
sounds,
that's the kind.
That
you know?
sounds not good. So you don't waltz?
Listen.
You don't tango?
No.
You don't salsa?
No, I'm
No
so
contemporary?
You see, I keep it to myself because I know that nobody could appreciate it. Nobody else could appreciate it. You know that.
Oh,
You know.
so this is the form of art that nobody's gonna appreciate because nobody sees it. So we have to see it to appreciate it, huh?
You have to see it to appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you no, it's the kind of thing that gets lost in translation because it's one way in my head. And then when I look in the mirror, it comes out totally different. So I'm like, okay, this is relegated to the home right now. This is not going in public. So guys, sorry, no hidden talent in dancing.
Yeah, I'm good
You're a
at
dancer, aren't you?
I am. I did African, I did contemporary, and I can just dance.
You are global, Kortensia, from Paris to Germany to dancing to singing and all of this stuff. We've got plans for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I say we, but I really mean they.
As we say, we are taking over. one city at a time.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we're going to go with that. I like that. We're going to see the way. What do you guys want to see Kortensia do next? That's going to be the next segment, right? Maybe we should put it out. Maybe we should put it out to you guys at home, all right? So, yeah, we asked you which guests you want to see. You've heard how talented Kortensia is. So perhaps the next question is, what talent do you want Kortensia to share with us next? You know what? Leave a comment. Yep. Nothing too crazy, but you know that she dances. I know you dance.
Yeah.
I know you sing.
Yep.
I know you speak more than one language. At least you're trying to.
Try is the word.
And you're good at picking up challenges, right? Because you're the host and you're killing it right now. Here, hey, what would you like to see Kortensia do next? That's the question that I want to see on Instagram. Can I do that? Well, if I can't, sorry, I just did. All right.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let us know in the comments about your hidden talents, and we'll see you right after this commercial break.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom, but my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pamba.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Sometime back there, my friend them Cluster and Carol give me a gift certificate to go Nature's Touch Spa at New Road Housing Development. Why, one of the best full body massage I ever get. They also do facials, waxing, manicures, pedicures, prenatal massage, body scrubs, even house calls. Now I hear every Tuesday you could get a full body massage for only $100. I say what? I call one time and book an appointment. 465-2733, 664-2126, 663-0650.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time for Connections. Corinne Phipps Benjamin is daughter of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, is a daughter rather of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, who highly values family and country. Professionally, she brings her vast experience and polished expertise to communications teams and is an associate communications director of an energy company in the United States. Corinne is a former diaspora advisor at the Permanent Mission of St. Kitts and Nevis to the UN. She is also a wife and proud mom, co-founder and PRO of a not-for-profit organization and creator of Platform and Possibilities. This podcast features the work of entrepreneurs and service providers. Corrine J, who told me, by the way, that I called her Corrine, is committed to building relationships with change makers, solving problems in their respective communities and beyond. Today, we welcome Corrine Phipps Benjamin, or Corrine J. Phipps Benjamin. I love the name, by the way, to Good Morning SKN's Connections.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for having me on your program this morning. And you did a good job, Mr. Morris.
Oh, please call me Jamie. That's
Jamie.
easy. I call you Corrine, you call me Jamie. It works both
Jamie,
ways.
you did a wonderful job. Thank you so much for having me on this morning. And congratulations on hosting this innovative platform for multiple things relevant to St. Kitts and Nevis.
No, thank you so much. Much appreciated. So you were born on 60-something Square Mile Island, that is St. Kitts. And yes, we typically ask our guests who migrate what the experience of migrating is like. So what was yours like?
Once you migrate as an adult, it's a little different, I think, for people who migrate as children. So you come into America for me. I said come into America.
I know, right?
You know that movie.
How ironic.
Coming to America basically was, you don't necessarily separate yourself from, your birth home. You take with you those principles and the foundation that you built your life on in America. So I really came for education, and after education I stayed, and you build your life. But always keeping close to my heart, near and dear, St. Kitts and Nevis. So you just never lose sight of what your foundation is. Transitioning to America for me has been one of the easiest things because you never ever separate yourself from that space from which you began. My life began in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm in America now, but a lot of the fundamental principles that have shaped my life haven't escaped me. The one thing I'll finish with is the most difficult transition has been the weather, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I don't get to bottle that with me. The sunshine and the easy living, you don't get to take that with you. Transitioning to being comfortable with the weather, that has been the hardest transition.
Miss Benjamin, how did you get involved in the communication fields?
You know what? I started out, was certain that I'll do, my profession would be probably teaching. I had interest in law and politics. But for some reason, there was always a need to write in most of the roles that I had. And not just write, but connect with people. And, once you marry the twain, you realize there's opportunity to do more than just interact with people, to do more than just writing, to literally have a position, have a career. I didn't start out with any intentions to be in communications per se, but I enjoy writing. I enjoy connecting with people. I think much of what we do, is it Kortensia?
Yes, that's correct.
Much of what we do, Kortensia, is interact with each other. And what a wonderful thing to be able to engage people, solve problems, find a space where people can feel appreciated, to find value in relationships. It's a multiplicity of things that communications covers. And so I got involved, I think, because of my personality and just because of life opportunity.
Well, look at you now. I have to say there's a lot that we can talk about, so we're going to move the conversation forward, talking about your role as Associate Communications Director at Fuel Cell Energy. Can you tell us what some of your responsibilities are?
Basically, the major part of the responsibility is to strategize with leadership as to how we can continue to grow our company. It's a focus on energy. Much of the vision in terms of leadership is to overhaul our brand, our image. So rebranding, branding in such a way that, people pretty much get to know what we do and how hydrogen is actually going to change the face of energy throughout the world, and how we could do it cleaner, how we could be part of getting to net zero. It's not just about it being a political issue in terms of climate change and it being a global issue, but it's how we contribute to making the world a cleaner place. And so a lot of what my role entails is being part of how we get our message out, how we shape our image. And there's a heavy reliance on me to write and to communicate, the thoughts of our leadership team. So.
Well, I have to say, it's very fascinating that someone born in St. Kitts and Nevis has the role that you do and is somewhat at ground zero when it comes to climate change and all of the targets that we have. This is very fascinating, very engaging indeed. We have to take a very brief break, but we'll be back to talk with you more in a moment. So please sit tight. And the rest of you stay tuned. More Good Morning SKN and Flash.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one safe. Kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll up, yeah. 'Cause no man's alone, do what's right, alright. 'Cause I love you, brother, my sister. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to let it roll out.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our discussion with Ms. Corinne Phipps Benjamin. You are the content manager as well as the brand curator. What type of content do you create at Fuel Cell?
Again, any concept that my leadership team. The leadership team wants to put in this social media space, or in terms of our relationships, a lot of our partners. Content really is how you project or offer, position your offerings. So essentially, that could very well be a package which speaks to what we would offer them based on what their needs are. Customers not just in the US, but we have customers in Europe as well as Asia. So essentially, you really want to do not document, but encourage partnerships, encourage people to use our services. And so any content that will get us to that point, that's the type of content we create.
All right, so we understand that your previous role was as an advisor to the United Nations ambassador, and was there any sort of correlation between the tasks that you performed there and the way that it informs what you do now?
Barely. I served in a different realm at the United Nations. On policy making and decision making, that was part of the role as a diaspora advisor. But a lot of what was entailed in that job was pretty much building relationships with our people in the US. There are quite a few organizations. I've seen you have host several heads of organizations that are based here in the US. And basically, the objective was to bring those ideas together, get a sense of where our expertise, our experts are, and how we could utilize the experiences that they have to benefit St. Kitts and Nevis. So as a diaspora advisor, you pretty much want to be able to ensure that the ambassador is aware of who does what type of offerings or what type of services these organizations can provide, and how do you tap these organizations. There are quite a few organizations in especially in the Northeast, in the US as a whole, but definitely in the Northeast, active organizations at that. And so even though these organizations were in place long before I held that position, I think a lot of it during the tenure, 4 or 5 years, was to do better in terms of our outreach. I think there was an area of opportunity for us there to reach out more to nationals, and not just reach out, but get a sense of how they could fit into the entire impact initiatives. So it was all well and good to be an organization, but how are you impacting St. Kitts and Nevis? How many people know about what you do? So the efforts, I think, where my role was focused was to bring these organizations together and drive impact. And that was a very exciting opportunity, I might add. And I think in terms of what the question you asked about the correlation between where I am now and where I was, partnerships is one of the things that resonates with me, with those experiences. You really are building partnerships. You really are positioning yourself to encourage people to trust you and trust your abilities and trust the ideas and where you want to take those ideas. So an exciting experience, might I add. Very exciting, because you also, another thing I should add is that you have, that experience was also focused on relations at the UN, right, with other countries, as well as the diaspora focus. There was a conversation that, ambassadors tend to have, that as much as you revere or value our presence at the UN, we're not at the UN without the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, without the country St. Kitts and Nevis. So there's always this conversation that we should always remember to uphold our diaspora, our people, because we don't go down to the UN to represent St. Kitts and Nevis without first our people who have immigrated here and the country St. Kitts and Nevis as a whole.
Absolutely true. We have to switch gears because I feel like I can talk to you for hours, and I wish we had more time with you. Unfortunately, we don't. But I want to talk to you really quickly about your pursuits in podcasting. So the podcast platform and Possibilities is an informative and fun learning platform. What can you tell us about it and its networking opportunities?
It's for me, it's a hobby. It is, and it grew out of that same experience at the UN and working for the permanent mission of St. Kitts and Nevis. There's so many of our people that we haven't touched. I'm sure you both can relate to that because I've worked with Alicia to create a list which I haven't even touched the surface of our nationals who are out here, changing the game, really impacting lives, and really being influential in their roles. And I say it's a hobby because a lot of times, you do need serious time to put these projects together. But I do enjoy hearing stories of our nationals who are excelling. And it's not just excellence, but even just the value they bring to others. Last year I started out with, I think I had like 7 or 8 people I spoke with, most of them from St. Kitts and Nevis, or with ties to St. Kitts and Nevis, who share the services they provide and the business initiatives that they pursue. So it's essentially just a conversation and how you could use that platform, promote it on these various social media platforms and inform. That's basically what it is. So it's fun because you hear, you try to create an environment of, you try to have the conversations without it being as tight or difficult, easy chit-chat exchange. And ultimately, at the end of the conversation, you get a sense of how our people are moving and how they're shifting, focusing on how they could impact lives. So that's basically what podcast and Possibilities attempts to accomplish.
So can we expect anything different from season 2 that is about to be aired on February 22nd?
Yes, Kortensia. People are tired of hearing just getting the podcast via audio. They want to see us. Okay. So that's the one thing that I think will be different. Oh, nice. Podcasts generally, you could also go on video, so people want to see the guests. So that would be one of the things that would be different. And then being thematic, like, focusing on particular times of the year here in the US and how that influences or impacts what services an individual provides. Next month is Women's History Month, so we're hoping to capture some element of the time that we're in, the particular month that we're focusing on. So therein lies what's coming in season 2.
Exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. So we're going to take another short break. Again, we're going to invite you to stay where you are, because there's so much to do. We want to get as much from you and learn more about you. So when we come back, we'll continue that conversation. Stay tuned, everyone.
Sure.
So you mentioned something about a lump.
Babe, I just felt something on the left side of your breast. Tell me if you feel it.
Do you do your self-breast examinations monthly?
No, I don't.
Well, women are supposed to examine their breasts once monthly. Let me show you how. When at home, you can check while standing in the shower or while lying down. Simply place a pillow under your right shoulder and your right arm behind your head. Using your left hand, move the pads of your fingers around your right breast, gently covering the entire breast area and armpit. Use light, medium, and firm pressure. Squeeze the nipple and check for discharge and lumps. I did find a lump in the upper left breast. I am not sure what this means. Therefore, I need to refer you to the DMO, or you can see your private physician. The doctor is going to examine you I recommend an ultrasound or a mammogram. Listen, not every lump is cancer. 80 to 85% of the time, the lumps found are benign. That means they are non-cancerous. Lumps in the female breast or armpit can be non-cancerous tissue growth or fluid buildup, or a number of things that can present themselves at various times. But sometimes it's a sign of cancer. That is why I am referring you to see the doctor.
Okay, nurse. Thanks for your help.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our discussion with Corinne Phipps Benjamin. So, Ms. Benjamin, we understand that you've always been an athlete. Tell us about your most recent undertaking in sports.
Most recent undertaking. I went on a track and tried to run like I was 21 again, and I finished the race. So a girlfriend of mine who participated in this race for more mature athletes invited me to take part in this particular race in Connecticut, and I went ahead and did it. And I think I did the 50 and the 100, and on both of them I was able to complete it in reasonable time. I think on the 100 it was 15 seconds, and on the 50, 7 seconds, 7 point something seconds. So we hopefully will run again this year. My girlfriend, Jackie Knight. So she's gung-ho about running the race. I am not so gung-ho, but, we just want to finish it.
Well, we saw you with the medals, sporting your number 172, so congratulations. Couldn't be all that bad.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, so changing gears a bit, we're going to take the conversation to Green Valley Global, where we understand that you are the PRO for that organization. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so some 14 years ago, a group of us got together and founded this, this baby was birthed back in 2007. So that's 15 years ago. Yeah, almost. And essentially it was, how do you impact your community even from a distance? I didn't say that I was from Keon. Did you guys get that? I don't think I remember you saying that. Love my country, love that I'm from St. Kitts and Nevis, but always have to narrow in on the point that my little village is really where my ideals were shaped. I'm from Keon. And so part of what many of us committed to was finding ways to give back. So we do fundraisers here in the tri-state area, and on any given occasion, we would, we initially started an elderly event. So I think whenever there was a festival, whenever the festival in Keon would be held, we would support our seniors and support the initiatives of the festival committee. Because there's strength in numbers, and there's value in really giving back to where your life journey began, right? And so the mission is really to focus on one people, one history, one country, one history. And that's really what we focus on. And it's not just about Keon, though. One of the things we recognize is that part of country is wherever there is a need. And so we've done quite a great deal of work outside of the Keon community for people who are Kittitians and divisions, and beyond, because we've assisted in hurricane relief efforts for, back in, I think it was 2017 or 2018 when Antigua had been devastated by that hurricane, and I think Irma and Maria. So we understand the value of bringing our communities together and how us here in the diaspora could really, collaborate on impacting change. And it brings excitement, right? Because for me, my mantra has always been, you live for yourself, you live in vain, Bob Marley. Live for others, you live again. So it does bring, pride to be able to see how our work, individually and collectively, could really change lives.
Very, very inspirational indeed. And I love the way that you're able to connect for the benefit of not only Green Valley, I want to say Green Valley villagers, Green Valley villagers, if I can say that.
We're villagers, but it's the organization's name is Green Valley Global.
Right.
Yeah. But I appreciate you mentioning that.
Please go. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a conversation that we're going to have to table for another time as you continue to do everything that you're engaging in, because you are obviously one of our great resources there in the tri-state area, and we want to thank you for taking the time to spend with us and our viewers on Good Morning SKN. Don't be a stranger,
so much.
Please. You're a friend from now on of Good Morning SKN. All right.
Thanks so much, Kortensia. Thank you as well, Jamie.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate the time. And good luck with your program. And cheers to
Thank
all
you.
of my friends and family back in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you very much. Best of luck to you. You're watching Good Morning SKN. We'll be back in a moment.
Good morning. This is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know if I must represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one, one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nevisian to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love think it's bad. Easy no man.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank. Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is Innovation Day. Innovation has become a buzzword these days, Kortensia, and it's constantly changing the world because it's, well, innovative.
Yeah, so today for Expressions, we will demonstrate our innovation by building a tower with only straws and marshmallows.
Yeah, we're going to have one less right now. So good. All right, so here we go. First round is that we're going to build the highest tower. So who gets the highest tower? Hey, we're going, you know.
I know, I'm just...
Oh, she's taking it easy, guys.
Yeah, taking it easy.
She's getting a head start. Giving me the head start. What's your tower design strategy? I mean, we basically just said it, right? Like, we're going to try to build the... Yeah, already I'm leaning. So when I start to lean, I'll start to eat. Okay, there you go. How's that? That's my tower building strategy. Yeah, this one's
Jamie,
over.
we need to build the tower, not eat the tower.
Hey, speak for yourself.
The tower,
You didn't
not
tell me
eat
what
it.
your design strategy was. I told you what mine is.
You have to watch and learn.
I have to watch and learn. Oh, wow. You see the
Watch
trash talk? You hear the
and
trash talk? You can't see the trash talk. You can hear the trash talk.
Watch and learn.
So, who are you supporting? It would be interesting to know if these numbers flip at the end. So, we're going to shorten things here. I'm putting it out. Sorry, social media guys. I'm giving you more work today. Hashtag Team J or hashtag Team K. You let us know. Right?
Team K. Team K. So, what's your favorite innovation?
What's my favorite innovation?
Yeah.
Wow. The car, because it gets me around.
Oh. My favorite
Easily.
innovation is the bed. I like to sleep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. You're one of those lazy people. I can't say you're lazy. You're very hardworking.
No, I'm very hardworking,
You're
but
very hardworking.
my favorite pastime would be to sleep. My God. I'm trying. My toe is just not.
Yeah, you see how this works? It
This
doesn't
is
always
it's actually
work
harder than it looks.
the way that it seems to be working. Yeah, okay.
Have you ever had any interest in engineering?
At one point, yeah, back when I was in high school, I thought I could be just about anything. So I went from neurosurgeon, journalist, lawyer. Yeah, just about anything.
I wanted to be an aircraft engineer, but I changed my mind.
You wanted to be...
Yeah, because remember I worked in the field.
Oh, yes.
And it was quite interesting to me, but it didn't work out. So I just gotta count it a loss? Or just give somebody else inspiration I want to do it? My God, my toe is not staying up.
Well, you know what? There's
This
going to
is
be a
harder
trick.
than it looks. They
There's
sure
gonna
they
be a
don't have
trick.
something else holding up the tower? Look at that. My
This
toe
is-
is just not staying.
Wow, this is so much fun, guys. You have no idea. Guess what I'm going to do? This is my steel pan right here. Can you see that? I love the shot that you guys have right now.
Oh my God.
We changed the
Look at
strategy in the
mine.
middle of the game, right?
Mine just, look
'Cause
at this.
We're going out, we're not going up.
Look at this.
I don't know what's going on. This is so terrible. Oh my lord, it looks so easy. I think we needed
It looks easy.
marshmallows. You know what? Okay. We're changing this on the fly. Most interesting design.
Yeah. Because I don't think we're going to make it up.
No, I don't think so at all.
Okay.
Most interesting design. That's where I'm going with this one. Sorry, guys.
Mine
at
is
home, you
reminding me
have
of
to
the
look
vintage
another
TV with the antennas.
Oh boy.
I'm going up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going up yonder. You're falling. So I'm just gonna do most innovative design. Here we go. We got it in the bag now.
Yeah,
I'm
we gotta
trash
figure it
talking.
out.
Do you guys see how confident I am? Pretty soon you'll question why. That being said,
She did.
all right. Yeah,
She did say build the tallest, right?
he did say that. So all I'll do when I'm done, well, I can't tell you what my strategy is.
No,
I'm not gonna tell you
I'm
at
going to
all.
win anyway. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Guys, this is harder than it looks. It's actually more tempting to
Ah.
do what I just did.
Ah. So, what way in your life are you innovative?
In what way in my life am I innovative? Oh, well, coding, I guess you can say.
Yeah, you're very good at
Computer stuff, you know.
coding.
It's like writing. No two people code the same way. No two people write
But
the same way.
writing with words or letters?
Sometimes both. It depends on the language that you use. Because when you asked me about other languages recently, I forgot that. But back in computer world, we like to say that we are, at least when I was studying it, we're multilingual because we code in different languages. And you guys would know that. So, yeah.
The techies.
So we speak different languages, believe it or not. You have to. And the more languages you speak, the more resourceful you are. Right? Works that way. Oh my gosh. My plan is changing. Kortensia, what are you doing?
Don't worry.
I have no idea what
You were
Kortensia
not
is
supposed
doing.
to be paying attention to my stuff.
Kortensia said watch and learn, and I'm watching and I'm not learning a thing.
Watch and learn. Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Kortensia, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Guys, can you see this? Wow. I don't know what I am doing, but I'm doing it anyway. It's gonna be really interesting when I'm done, I think. Kortensia, come on. You know that you can rhyme.
Look at you.
Kortensia,
You're rhyming.
Kortensia's hidden talent, by the way, for those of you who want to know, is that she's actually very good at rhyming. She's very good. You should hear her coming around here, and she just completes sentences with rhymes, and then she goes to like 2 verses. She just breaks out. It's like,
I know.
yeah.
I have those days. Listen.
My marshmallows
There
bring
is
all the
something
fans
else.
to the yard. It's better than yours. Can I say that?
No. What is this? What is this? What is this? Can somebody tell me what is that?
You know what this is?
Hey, you just stole my stuff.
Oh boy. Well, all's fair
Is stealing involved? No.
All's fair in whatever this is, because I really don't know. But I'm gonna make something up in about 30 seconds. And you know what? I'm gonna sell it. If you can't sell what you're doing, don't do it.
No.
Uh-oh.
Don't buy it. So
Oh,
how do you
got
come
it.
up with your creative ideas?
Boy, I'll tell you if this one flies. Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, I got it. Great. Can you? Yeah.
No, this can't be right, man.
And so, here we go. Guys, you're supposed to be working with me here. Can't you hear the music?
Is this your creation?
I've got a steel pan
Is this
that's
your-
flat. Do you see how it looks? I'm like, yeah, like literally. Kortensia, that looks like a little girl who's missing her head.
Why are you in my business?
All right. So, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to show you what we've done, and you're going to rate them. Sorry for you that you have to. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up my mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
So Jamie, right?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, I've been to Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So
What is that? What am I looking at?
this is Winnie Harlow, and she's visiting the Prism. Well, the Science Museum. You know the museum? She's visiting the museum in Paris.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
so
nice.
I built a whole person, a whole model. What do you have? Your monkey
I
bars
have?
look like they're about to fall down. Yeah, so there's Winnie.
You trash talking, you trash talking me. Let me count. We got one-dimensional object, well, two-dimensional object here. And we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're working. I've got,
Oh my God.
what is this, a 4-dimensional object?
That's
We've got
about to
different
fall
layers.
down.
No, look at
These
that.
look like monkey bars.
It does, though. It does. But it's supposed to be my take on a bridge. And when you do that, it's like, hey, look at that. You see, it's compact. It's a bridge that doesn't collapse. Or does it?
It's opening. A ship is about to pass.
Do you see that? It's a collapsible bridge that remains intact. How do you love that concept? Brilliant concept, right? I can sell it. I should have been a car salesman because I figure I could sell anything. What do you say? Are you buying it?
No.
But it's the safest bridge that you could use. It's collapsible. And then it goes back. How about we just eat the marshmallows?
This reminds me of London Bridge. It all falls
London
down.
Bridge is falling down. Listen. Hey, this is nice. It's like Connect. We should try that.
Connect where?
How many of your things will remain together if you... Oh, boy. Yeah. I got a head start. So you're talking Winnie Harlow. This is a oh boy, I'm falling apart here.
Look.
I feel like that song, I Fall to Pieces.
Look at me.
Hey, you're cheating. You're holding
I'm
it
not.
more than... Yes, you are. That's not connected.
It's connected. You just want to unconnect my stuff.
Oh, this is so funny. Oh my gosh. You know what this is? This is my white flag. Because
You surrender?
I'm surrendering. They couldn't pick a better color for marshmallows today. Because this is my white flag and I'm waving it. I'm
He gave
defeated.
up. Look,
that looks
I got a
much better.
pendulum. Ooh. Pendulum is falling apart. Yeah.
Okay, so now they're going to show us what we really should have been working towards. I wonder how much experience this takes.
Look at this.
All right.
Look.
Let's see what we could have done, Kortensia.
Wow. Well, we couldn't even get off the floor because, as you notice, I ended up doing a model because it wouldn't stand up.
I guess.
Yeah.
Look at that. And those towers are amazing. That's like Oh boy, you realize they're crossing, right? They've got like, oh no, you guys just want to torture me, don't you?
This engineering is too complex for me.
It's incredible.
Yeah, very innovative though.
Do you think we could have done
for the
that?
person that is an engineer? Maybe if we had tried, maybe if we had gotten that illustration.
No, we couldn't have done that in 10 minutes. It's impossible to do that in 10 minutes. Unless we had some secret helpers.
I know. Because our secret helpers that are into engineering, that maybe are secretly engineers.
Yeah, I think so. Secret helpers.
I know we're around here,
shameful.
but yeah.
This is so shameful. I am so embarrassed by this. But guess what? It's still together.
Yeah, mine's too. Look. Still.
No, one. Come on, 2 fingers, not 3.
Hello.
2 fingers. Potentially you're cheating.
No. I'm just holding it together.
2 fingers, not 3, and we see what sticks. Here we go.
Who's better? Mine's better. Look at this. Look at the tree.
She's so cheating. You see how I'm holding this, right?
And it goes so
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do this before I go to break. I'm gonna do what Kortensia did. Wow, my fingers are all over this thing. This is so amazing. It's amazing. Guys, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna spare you from the torture, and I'm gonna eat some marshmallows. See you when we come back.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
All right, you're watching Good Morning SKN, and I'm just going to put it out there that I'm a Monopoly player, all right? So I'm hoping to redeem myself. That being said, we are just about at the end of today's show, and so we're going to let you know what's happening.
Yep. So learn flower arrangement by Mr. David Yearwood. Flower chair, the heart. Flower chair, the heart. The St. Kitts Flower Rangers Association, presents International Flower Arranger, Dr. David Yearwood from Barbados. Make an investment of just $100 and join Dr. Yearwood to learn to make beautiful arrangements. Come and join us for this event. Learn to make beautiful arrangements for your friends and yourself. This event will take place at the Irma Dida Garden, Gillard Meadows, St. Peter's, on the 18th of February 2022, starting at 5 p.m. So if you want to learn to arrange, Jamie, we should
Yeah.
head over at St. Peter's. Yeah.
Kortensia was tongue-tied, by the way, because she was eating marshmallows, all right? Which are mine, not yours anyway. All right, number 2 on the list, Dance in the Rain. Fresh Oil Ministry presents Dance in the Rain. I like it. The event will take place tonight at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And it will include a night of dance with other ministries at Halal Praise Worship Tabernacle. This is a tabernacle that promises to be one of intimate worship and purposeful change with a special anointing to impact youth.
Yeah.
So join Halal Praise Worship Tabernacle for their Dance in the Rain event. Do we have time for this one? I think we do.
Yeah, we do. Ooh la la, look at this. Meet and greet with a dolphin. Join Dolphin Discovery St. Kitts for their dolphin meet and greet. You can reserve your spot by calling 466-9967. Once again, reserve your spot by calling 466-9967 or emailing them at reservation.sk@dolphindiscovery.com. With the dolphin.
You gotta cover the prices here.
The prices are as follows: EC 110 to encounter and EC 135 for a swim adventure. This offer is only valid up to the 6th of March 2022. So I know what my husband's doing for his birthday. So reserve your spot once again by calling 466-9967 or once again email them at reservation.sk@dolphindiscovery.com.
So this is the part where we say goodbye to you, but we say we won't be gone for long. We'll be back tomorrow at 8, but you know, there are a couple of things that you can do if you miss us. To get over that, you make sure that you follow us on social media at Studio 327 Inc. Go check us out. We're on TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, definitely YouTube. Leave us a comment. Let us know what topics and what guests you want to see on the show. And of course, when the sun comes up tomorrow, we'll be with you. So 8 o'clock, same time, same place, Kortensia?
Yep.
All right, see you tomorrow.
On Good Morning
SKN, see you as well.